Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fadila Nisrina Saumi. You can call me Lila. I am from Universitas Lambung Mangkurat from South Kalimantan. I'm majoring in computer science. And for Indonesian International Student Mobility Award or ISMA, I applied to University Brunei Darussalam in Brunei Darussalam, or you can abbreviate it to UBD. In UBD, I was under Faculty of Arts and Social Science. The first time I heard about ISMA was from circular letter from my university. They was looking for students who was interested to apply for ISMA program. They were looking for students who had certain score for TOEFL and certain GPA. And then I had some kind of selection from my university, and alhamdulillah I was accepted to be part of ISMA program. For ISMA program, I was the only one to be accepted from my university. So when I need to take care of some kind of document to reapply to the host university. I think I mostly do it by myself, of course from the help of international office and from my major office and my faculty. But yes, it's like mostly I did it by myself. Since it's kind of not kind of it's really my first experience, so I was kind of overwhelmed because I actually at the time I was pretty busy for other events and other activity in my home university. So yeah, it was kind of overwhelming. It was also such a shame that for certain universities in ISMA first batch, some of us are deferred to go to our host university, and UBD was also one of them. So we uh, went to Brunei in not second, on the even semester of the academic calendar. So before it, in when we already accepted for the program, our departure date hasn't been determined yet, and yeah, as you know, it was deferred, so it was kind of full of uncertainty for us at that time. For our departure, I and other ISMA's awardees who went to Brunei, we were helped by international office from UBD. They were very helpful to us, and yes, they help us as many as they can, and they were very kind and answer us as much as they can at that time. When we arrived in Brunei, it was afternoon, and at that time we need to went through a self quarantine first before we can go to our accommodation near our university. Um, yeah, after our self quarantine, we need to go to our accommodation, and alhamdulillah, the other Indonesian students who studied in Brunei was very helpful, and they took us to our accommodation near in UBD complex. they also took us uh, to buy our daily necessities because we just settle down and we need to adapt to new environment, and they want us to know about our new environment, so they introduce us and get us to know well about our environment at that time. For the academic, um, I was very, very, very grateful that our lectures kind were very kind, and they are very encourageable, very, yeah, encouraging toward us, so we can be more confident to set our opinions or our answers in the class, something like that. As a person who is not confident enough to say what they want in the class, and they are very encouraging, and yeah, that really helps me to say my opinions in the class. Unfortunately, we couldn't get too many offline class because the COVID case number in Brunei at that time was increased. So yeah, it's kind of hard to make friends to locals at that time. But it was, but actually, I was grateful that I could meet many people at that time too, because for example, my neighbors in my accommodation, they are locals, and I was very grateful I can be their roommates because they are very kind and very encouraging and very helpful toward us to settle down in our environment. Yeah, and I actually joined one offline class for a tutorial class, and yeah, I could make some friends at the time. I cannot say how grateful I am to be able to meet these encouraging and very kind people, and it's such a great and great experience for me because this is my first time going abroad, and for my first time far from home, and they can help me to get through all these homesick feelings. Not just that, I also be able to meet many Indonesian students who study in Brunei, and I was, I was happy that they are very open, very encouraging, very helpful, and very kind. They help us to know more about Brunei and introduce us to other Indonesians who live in Brunei. And yeah, they took us to many places in Brunei as well. So they made sure us that they want to make sure that we already explore Brunei as many as we can at that time, because yeah, it's just 5 months and they want us to experience many things, as many as we can. Yeah. I just want to say that I'm officially ISMA biased because they from this program they introduced me to many experience, many new people, many new knowledge which I can learn from other place, and it's such a great experience for me because I can experience many great things through this program. Be bold to go abroad.